I'm super excited to have you back on my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time to my YouTube channel, my name is Adjei and I easily go with Adjei. Today we are here to explore the DS-160 application form. If this is your first time going through the visa application process as an international student to the United States, the DS-160 application form is the visa application form submitted by visa applicants to the US Embassy for their visa interview and eventually for their visa when they are approved of the visa. Let's go straight to my laptop. Let me take you through the step-by-step guidance you need in filling your DS-160 application form. For sure, it is very much important for you to understand the information you include in your DS-160 application form and the information you don't need to talk about on the DS-160 application form. Let's go straight to the laptop and understand whatever we need to include in the DS-160 application form. You really need to get this right. Guys, we are straight to my laptop and we are going to fill the DS-160 application form from the beginning to the end. So you just pick your phone or your laptop and go to Google and type DS-160 application. Now when you type DS-160 application, you have this link, so click on this link and you are on the first page of the DS-160 application website. This is the DS-160 application website and not the DS-160 application form. So we need to make some few selections here before we get access to the DS-160 application form. Now, there are a few things you need to know on this page before you start filling the form, and the first one is write down the application ID displayed on the top right hand corner of the page and save your application frequently. Now, as I said earlier, this is just the first page of the DS-160 application website and not the DS-160 application form, so we don't have any application ID on this page. Now, because the DS-160 application form is an online form, the system may time you out at any point in time when you are filling the DS-160 application form without giving you any notice. So make sure you save the form frequently when you are filling it. I recommend you save each page when you are done filling it. So let's go straight into it. Now, you may be applying from anywhere outside the United States. You may be applying from Canada, India, Nigeria, or Ghana. For the purpose of this video, I am selecting Ghana as my location. So Ghana, and then you type the security code below. And now, because this is our first time filling the DS-160 application form, we'll click on start. Probably if we had started the DS-160 application form and we are coming back to complete it, we may have clicked on retrieve. Before I click on start, get your I-20 with you, get your passport, and get your birth certificate with you before you start filling the DS-160 application form. So I click on start and I get this page. This page requires me to agree to some terms and conditions before I start filling the DS-160 application form. So click on agree, and before you can start filling the form, you need to select a security question and answer the question, and keep this security question and its answers in your head because you would need an answer to retrieve your application anytime you are coming back to the DS-160 application form. So there are many security questions here. You can choose any you want and make sure you keep the answer in your head. So I'm using the default one and my answer is Agnes. Now, before we even start, we have the application ID right here. So write the application ID somewhere or take a picture of the application ID somewhere and keep it because you will need it to retrieve the application anytime you're starting it. So click on continue. Now, when you click on continue, now you have access to the DS-160 application form. So you can see your application ID right here. Make sure you take note of this application ID. Now we have 11 pages of the DS-160 application form and we are going to fill it from the beginning to the end. So this page asks for your personal information, your basic information. So I'm going to use myself. So my basic information. Right click here, your full name in native alphabet. So probably you are in a country where your native language is not English and the form is requiring you to put the native alphabet for your full name, just click on does not apply. Have you ever used other names in the past? If you have, you can click on yes and enter those ones. If you don't have any other names in the past, just click on no. Do you have a telecode that represents your name? Just click on no. Your sex, select. For mine is male. And your marital status, for the purpose of this video, I will select single. And your date and place of birth. So your date of birth 01 2000, and your state or province of birth. If you don't have a state in your, let's say a state in your country, just click on does not apply. And your country, just again Ghana. Make sure you save this page before you continue with the application. So click on save and then continue application. So I click next. Now on this page, your country of origin is still Ghana. Do you hold or have you held any nationality other than one indicated above? Select no. Are you a permanent resident of a country or region other than your country of origin? Just select no. Now, national identification number. So let's say you have a national ID card in your country and you have an identification number on that national ID card. You can just type that number right here. If you don't have one, just click on does not apply. Now, your US social security number, you are now applying to come to the US. Probably you don't have US security number, so click on does not apply. US taxpayer ID number, you don't have that, so does not apply. Click on save and continue the application. I'll go to the next one. Now, this is the most important aspect of the DS-160 application form, the purpose of your trip to the US. So we are F1 applicants, so you look for academic, select that, and then you specify. So the F1 visa has three major categories. That is the first one for the principal applicants, which is the F1, and the other two for the F1 dependent, which is F1 spouse and F1 child. So this one, we are the applicant, so we are selecting F1 student. Have you made specific travel plans? For this question, just select no and put an intended day you plan to travel to the US. So for the intended date, let's go straight and pick our Form I-20. Look on the Form I-20, you will see earliest admission date and program start date. Now, between this earliest admission date and the program start date, pick any date between these two dates. Now, when we say earliest admission date, is the day you can enter US when you get your F1 visa approved. So let's say your earliest admission date on your I-20 is July 20th and you get your visa in May. You cannot enter the US till July 20th. So you can choose any date between your earliest admission date and your program start date. Now, intended length of stay in US. Intended length of stay, just look at your I-20, check your program start date and your program end date, and calculate the number of years for the program as it is on the I-20. So let's say your I-20 has 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years. So you can put that one there. And the person or entity paying for your trip. This is one of the tricky questions you have on the DS-160 application form, and it's very important to understand this question. So this question is necessarily not the person funding your education. It is not the person sponsoring you. Let's take that into consideration. So the person or entity paying for your trip is necessarily not the person sponsoring you. It can be this person sponsoring you, but this question doesn't mean you need to put the person sponsoring you there. So the person paying for your trip is who is paying for your ticket from Ghana to the United States. It can be yourself, it can be another person. So if, let's say, you're an applicant and your sponsor, that is the one sponsoring your education in the US, is the one going to pay for everything, then put your sponsor here. If somebody is sponsoring you but you are the one going to pay for your air ticket, you can put self here. So basically, for the purpose of this video, I am putting self. Time is already out, so we need to retrieve our application. So you select your location again, Ghana. So we just had a timeout and we need to retrieve an application. So select the location again, enter the security code below, and click on retrieve an application. So at this point, you will still need the application ID again. So you type the application ID and you click on retrieve an application. You need the security answers as well. So you type the security answers. And you retrieve your application. So this is one of the important questions on the DS-160 application form, the purpose of trip to the US. Now you are applying as an F1 applicant, so you select academic here. And there are 3 categories of visas under the F1 visa, which is the F1 visa for student and student dependents, which is F1 spouse or F1 child. So you just select student. And have you made specific travel plans? For this question, just select no, because you don't have your visa and you might not have planned the day you travel to the US. So click on no and continue on next. Persons traveling with you. Are there other persons traveling with you? For this question, just click no if you don't have any dependent traveling with you to the US, or click yes if you have a dependent traveling with you to the US. So click no, save, and continue the application. Previous US travel information. So the first question is, have you ever been in the US? Select yes if yes and select no if no. Have you ever been issued a US visa? Select yes if you have any visa category and select no if you don't have any visa category. Have you ever been refused US visa or been refused admission to the United States? This is an important question. So if you have been refused F1 visa before or any visa type before, just select yes. If no, select no. So if you select yes, you need to provide a note. So you just write, I was refused F1 visa in accordance with section 214B of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Has anyone ever filed an immigrant petition on your behalf with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services? If, let's say, you have your parents in the US and they have petitioned on your behalf before, just select yes, and if not, just select no. So let's continue with the application. So the purpose of this video, have you been refused a US visa or been refused admission to the United States before? I'll select no. Click on next. Now your home address and phone information. So you just enter your permanent address in Ghana or anywhere you are applying from. So your home address, I'm just going to use my US address. So the city is Palmer, state is Ohio, zip code is 44130, and the country is the United States. Is your mailing address the same as your home address? Just click yes to have the same address. And then your primary phone number, you can just enter your phone number here. Your secondary phone number, you can say it does not apply if you don't have any second number. And work phone number, you can say it does not apply if you don't have one. Have you used any other phone numbers in the last 5 years? You can select yes if you have, select no if you haven't. And your email address, so you just enter your email address here. Have you ever used any other emails address in the last 5 years? Select yes if yes and select no if no. Now one important question you need to take into consideration is, do you have a social media presence? So this question is an important question you need to take into consideration. Some people have different names apart from their official names on various social media platforms. So for the purpose of this video, I recommend that you use your LinkedIn, which has your official name there as the social media platform you use. So we'll select LinkedIn, and then we'll provide our official name on LinkedIn. Do you wish to provide information about your presence on any other website or applications you have used within the last 5 years? Just click no here and save your application. So you continue the application. So passport information, you just select the passport type. So the passport type for the purpose of this video is regular. The passport number is this. Passport book number does not apply. Country that issued passport or travel document, Ghana. City where the passport was issued, that is on your passport, so Accra. And your state if shown on passport. So if the state is shown on your passport, you can write that here. If there's no state, you just have to leave it blank. Country where it was issued, Ghana. The issuance date, you just provide that information. Expiration date, provide that information right here. Have you ever lost a passport or had one stolen? So if you have ever lost a passport in the past, just select yes. If you haven't selected no, just select no and save your application. This is one of the important questions you'll have on your DS-160 application form, which is the US point of contact information. At this point, you don't need to include the information of any relative you know in the US. For instance, you have a parent, an uncle, a brother, or a sister in the US. Do not provide their information at this point. Now look on your I-20, you will see a school official on the I-20. So enter the name of the school official here. Now for the organization name, it is very important for you to know that the organization name is not the name of the university you are going to. Necessarily, the organization name is the name of the international office of the university you are going to. So just search for the international office of the university you are going to and you will see the name. And then you can write it at this point. Necessarily, my university name is Ohio University, but it is not Ohio University I need to write here. So the international office of Ohio University is International Student and Scholar Services. You may probably not get a space to write the full name of the international office, so you just need to shorten some of the words. So I shortened international, I shortened student, and had scholars and services info. So international students and scholar services. Now relationship to you is school official. So you select that. Now here it asks for address and phone number of point of contact. So just the address and the phone number of the school official. You probably don't have the phone number of the school official, so you can check the email that sent you the I-20 and pick the number in that email. So scroll the email down and you will see a phone number from where you got the address. So select the phone number and that is the same place you get address. So I'm using Ohio University address, city is Athens, and the state is Ohio. Zip code is still 45701, and the phone number, I'm going to use any phone number at all. So email address, just check the email of the person who sent you the I-20 and put it there. So I'm using this, then you click save and you continue the application. So next to family. So you enter your father's name and date of birth. So these are just basic information of your parents, so you enter them here. Is your father in the US? If your father is in the US, you say yes. If it is not in the US, so you say no. your mother's information, date of birth of your mom, is your mother in the US? You say no. If she is in the US, then select yes. Do you have any immediate relative, not including parents, in the United States? So if you, let's say you have your fiance, your husband, your child, or your brother in the US, you select yes. If you don't have any, just select no. For the purpose of this video, I will urge you to select no for this question. Continue your application. So this is one of the important questions you have on your DS-160 application form: your present work, education, or training information. Now, it is very important you take into consideration that even if you are not working, let's say you are just an SHS graduate and you are coming for your bachelor's in the United States, you still need to provide information at this session. So it is either present work, present education, or training information. So if you are an SHS graduate and you are not working at the moment, you can use a training, let's say a computer training, and provide such information here. So I chose education from the primary occupation. There are a lot of occupation categories that you can select: education, engineering, government, computer science, anything. So you can select one of them, education, and then provide the name of your present employer here. You provide the address of your employer or the school where you are working at here, and then you provide your start date and you provide your monthly income. Even if you are not working and you are engaged in a training, you can provide a monthly income at this point, and you briefly describe your duties. So at this point, you need to concisely provide your responsibilities or your duties of the position you are holding at wherever you are. So let's say you are working as a teaching assistant, just provide a brief information of your responsibilities as a teaching assistant at this point. So you save and you continue the application. So now, previous work, education, or training information. Were you previously employed? So if you were previously employed, not necessarily you like doing internship or anything, but let's say you are working, as you indicated earlier in the previous page, and now before you got that particular job, you were actually working somewhere. If yes, you can say yes here. If no, you just select no. Have you attended any educational institution at secondary level or above? So at this point, I will recommend that if you are coming for your bachelor's, just use your high school information. If you are coming for your master's, just use your university or tertiary information. Do not provide your SHS information or high school information if you are coming for your master's. So name of your institution, the address of the institution. So name of my institution is University of Cape Coast. Address is private mailbag. City is Cape Coast. Postal zone or zip code is 00233. The regional country is Ghana. Course of study, important thing. So let's say you did Bachelor of Commerce Accounting or Bachelor of Science Biochemistry. Just provide the name of the course you studied and not the Bachelor of Science or the Bachelor of Commerce. So the name of the course you studied is Biochemistry or Accounting. Provide that here. Date of attendance from, that is the date you started your program at your undergraduate level, you provide that, and the date you completed or you graduated, you put that one here. So here the date of attendance 2 is just the date that you graduated, so put that one here and save. Additional work, education, or training information. So here, do you belong to a clan or tribe? Just select yes, and then the name of your tribe could be a clan or anything. So provide list of languages you speak. So English, and if you want to add additional language, just click on add another one and provide additional language that you speak. Have you traveled to any countries or regions within the last 5 years? If you have traveled to any country before, apart from your country of origin, just select yes and provide information. If not, just select no. Have you belonged to, contributed to, or worked for any professional, social, charitable organization? You can select yes if you do. You can select no if you don't. I always provide yes and then provide an organization there. So, concerned youth association. Do you have any specialized skills or training such as firearms, explosive, nuclear, biological, or chemical experience? Select no for this. Have you ever served in the military? Select no if you haven't. Have you ever served in or been a member or been involved with paramilitary unit, vigilante unit, or rebel group? Select no for this one. Click on save and click on continue. This is another important section of the DS-160 application form, security and background questions. Now, before I start filling this background questions, I just want you to understand that all the answers on the security and background questions are going to have no answers to them. But before you select no answers to them, just read the questions and select no to all the security questions. So, do you have a communicable disease of public health significance? Just select no. Do you have a mental or physical disorder? Select no. Are you or have you been a drug abuser or addict? Just select no. Save and continue the application. In another important section of the DS-160 application form is the additional point of contact information. At this point, you need to provide information of two individuals who are not related to you in terms of family. So probably you may provide a lecturer or a friend's information here. You just need two individuals. So I'm using my professor. So Professor Adjei, go to, and then his address, his phone number, and his email. And then Professor Ahen, his address, his phone number, and his email. And then you save it and you continue the application. The most important section of the DS-160 application form is this section. At this point, you will need your I-20 to get the necessary information you need to fill this section of the DS-160 application form. Now pick your I-20. You will see a boldly written service ID on the I-20. Just put the service ID here, and on your I-20 you see the name of your university. Just write it as it is on the form I-20 and your course of study. So let's say you are going for Masters in Financial Economics or Masters of Science in Biochemistry. Just write the concentration or the major you are going for. So Masters in Financial Economics, the major is Financial Economics, so you write that here. Street address is One Ohio University, according to my university. The city is Athens, the state is Ohio, and the postal zone is 45701. So save it and then continue the application. Next is you need to get a DV photo and upload to this session, which is the last part of the DS-160 application form. So you can go to any photocopy shop or any photo shop and tell them that you need DV photo. Now they know that specification, so you tell them that you need DV photo and they will get you that photo, which is a specification for the DS-160 application form. So you just get the DV photo and upload the DV photo here, and you confirm or you complete the DS-160 application form. So let me upload one here, and then we will be done with the DS-160 application form. So you upload one, and then it meets the specifications for the past quality standards, and you continue using the photo and you review your application. So at this point, you have the opportunity to go through the application once more to make all corrections that are necessary to be made. So at this point, you are done with the DS-160 application form, And you can also have the opportunity to print each of the pages to PDF so that you can have somebody to review your DS160 application. So this is the end of the DS160 application form, and I wish you all the best in your visa application process. Good luck. There are a few things you need to understand with this DS160 application form. The first one is there's no need in rushing to submit your DS160 application form immediately when you are done filling it. That is because you can submit your DS160 application form within 72 hours to your visa interview. For me, I would say that if you, let's say you have your visa interview on Tuesday, right? And you are done filling your DS160. I would suggest you submit your DS160 on Sunday before the Tuesday. There's no need rushing to submit the DS160 far away from your visa appointment date. The second thing is that, assuming you have submitted your DS160 application form, but you recognize that you made a couple of mistakes in your submitted DS160 application form, the only thing you need to do is to fill a new DS160 application form and submit the new DS160 application form. Now, when you are done, go to your visa application portal and update your profile with the new DS160 code. So at this point, you just get the new DS160 application code in your visa portal to be linked to your visa appointment. Then the last thing I'll talk about is that you have the opportunity to submit more than, let me say, 50 DS160 applications, or you have the opportunity to fill more than 50 DS160 application form. One, you don't pay any money in filling the DS160 application form, and you are not charged of any amount when you are filling the DS160 application form. So if you submit a first one and you think that you have made a couple of mistakes in it, the only thing you need is to submit a new one and update your profile.